Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching EXPOZ. Today, January 31, 2011, 4:47 p.m. in Birmingham, Alabama. And topic, more on the rioting in Cairo. Let me say something to start with here, and most of you will probably understand what I'm saying. An enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine. And you don't really need to think too much about that to understand what I'm saying. So, in Egypt, Mubarak, apparently this man has done enough over the years. Didn't have anything to do with him being in the United States at that time. They didn't wait for him to leave so they could do what they're doing. Didn't have anything to do with that timing. It's just that they are fed up. They are fed up. And I totally understand. It's just like today, I just really got it. I totally understand why they're doing what they're doing. And when you think closely and clearly about an enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine, then you'll understand. I'll have to say this. It is time, and it has been time for a long while, that their president should have stepped down. This has been kind of like in a melting pot, and it just went off. What you started, or what they started out, is a peaceful grievances and demonstrations, and is peaceful march, and it kind of snowballed, and it didn't snowball because of idiots or Muslim extremists, radicals. It didn't snowball because of that. It snowballed because the people in that country are fed up with being treated the way they're being treated. And I understand it. I'm not condemning that at all. And I'm not, they just have to do things the way they do them in order to get the message across. Mubarak absolutely needs to go, and they need to get a man in there. The only thing that I said in my last blog, and what I'm leaning toward, is the truth, but it has nothing to do with writing. It has nothing to do with the price of beans in China. But the man that comes in is probably not going to be as liberal. He will probably be a little more hardliner Muslim with the Islamic faith. Doesn't mean he's a bad guy. But what I see is the separation of friendship between Egypt and Israel, which is unfortunate. I really hate that. But what is written, and that can't be changed. When the words were put in the Bible that certain things would happen at a certain time, they will. Whether it takes God removing this man today and putting someone else in, that's it. Just like God, and we can't get this at all. Well, he put Obama in our country. I think sometimes if we simply have a I don't care attitude and let's go for it, let's see what happens, then God will say, okay, If you want them, you got them, but you won't like it. And I think that's our situation. But the time has come for the words of the Bible, and they never fail. They're always there. They're true. I mean, they are the word, and that cannot be changed. And but as long as Egypt stood by Israel and Turkey stood by Israel, they were tentatively allies of Israel and the United States. But those things are changing today. Those things are changing. They're coming into compliance with what is written. God didn't order this. He didn't want this. He can simply see into the future and knows that this is going to happen. Now, sometimes things happen before they should, and then God may have to put the brakes on for a little bit, such as Iran being such a melting pot in the hatred, not of the people, not of the citizens of Iran, but as of the leaders and hardliners in Iran, which numbers but a few. They want to blow Israel off of the map, and they want to blow the USA off of the map right behind them. But all people aren't like that. People in Egypt, most people, is tearing their hearts out to see this going on. And they're frightened to see this going on. And I can understand if it was going on right here in Birmingham, I'd stay in my house. I don't want to get near it. But now, if there is a legitimate reason for that many people to be there, then I guess I would probably be there. And Egypt feels the need to get their message across. We need a change in our government. And I think that is the whole story here. And they're saying it loudly and clearly. And they will get that change in government. And I do not know, so I cannot spar for this man. I cannot speak for this man. I do not know Mubarak. I don't know how he treated the Egyptians. I just don't. And so I cannot side with someone if I have complete ignorance on who he is. And I never have done that, and I never will do that. But the Egyptians knows, and I just hate, though, that the residual fallout is so far-reaching that it will touch the globe. It will impact somehow, some way, everyone in every country in the United States. I'm sorry, in the world, including the United States. But I can say this, and I do want to say this. We have been buying a lot of our oil there. I don't know how much, to be honest. I don't know those numbers. But we don't need to. We are not held by what's going on there. If the oil's cut off there, we still have enough oil here to last our country 200 years. And I can see drilling a well through a moose's head if that's what it took to get it, if our oil supplies were cut out. Plain and simple. In the meanwhile, I pray for the Egyptians. I pray that they get the man that'll lead them to where they want to go and where they need to be. And I hope and pray that all of you will come before God in your own prayer and let the best of the best be your leader. Jody Wolf, EXPOZ.